From Detroit, Local 4 News at noon starts now.
Day 2 of President Trump's state visit to the UK dominated by political discussions and protests. A look at what the president and outgoing Prime Minister Theresa May talked about. Plus, it is warming up out there. Brandon is here with a look at if this trend will continue through the work week. But first, new information about a mother and her young daughter after they're found dead in an apparent murder-suicide in Brighton. You're looking at video from the scene last night and a map of where it happened. That tops our news here at noon today. We're told the father of the young girl, who was under the age of 10, became concerned after they missed an exchange over the weekend. He called police, who then went to the house to conduct a welfare check. Larry Spruill is there now live with a look at how the community is coping. Larry?
Good afternoon, Sandra. Now, police were just back out here about 30 minutes ago, and they walked inside that door. Now, we do know everything happened on the left side of the apartment building, 796. That's where police entered last night and entered this morning as well. Now, we do have some video from last night of police here on the scene. We can take a look at that video. We have been out here all night. Now, police blocked off this home as they try to figure out what happened. But here's what we know. Police are investigating a possible murder-suicide involving a mother and her young daughter. A source tells Local 4 the two were found in an apartment after the father called authorities requesting a welfare check. He says they missed custody exchanged a couple of days before. Now, police believe the bodies were inside this home for days. We talked to one neighbor about 30 minutes ago.
I can't fathom that. You know, I'm a mother myself and grandkids, and my grandkids are 6, you know. Just can't fathom taking their life.
And that seems to be what a lot of neighbors here are saying. They can't believe that this happened. A lot of them didn't know the mother, but still shocked at what happened. We are waiting for more information from police. I'll have another report coming up tonight. We are live in Brighton this afternoon. Larry Spruill, Local 4.
Thank you, Larry. A barricaded situation in Ecorse has now ended. Police tell us it started as a possible domestic situation right around 7:30 this morning. They believe a man may be armed inside a home on Josephine Street. Moments ago, the man was taken into custody. And a barricaded situation has also ended in Dearborn. Police say a man locked himself inside a house on Manor Street this morning. That man eventually gave up, and police took him into custody. Police tell us they're investigating what led to that situation. Virginia Governor Ralph Northam asking lawmakers today to respond after the Virginia Beach mass shooting that killed 12 people. Northam has called a special session of the Virginia legislature to talk about stricter gun policies. In the meantime, investigators are working to try to uncover a motive. The shooter's resignation email didn't offer any clues. Witnesses say they're still trying to figure out what happened last week.
We pushed a metal filing cabinet against the door, and he fired 4 times. 2 of the bullets almost came through the back of the cabinet and left bulges.
According to police, the shooter fired at the officers when he saw them in the building. While the investigation continues, the country will also be watching to see what comes of those special sessions. Turning our attention now to weather, things are warming up this noon as we take a live look for you right now outside through our sky cam. Brandon's here with a look at what's on tap for the rest of our Tuesday.
Well, just out of view from that shot to the left, more clouds are building in, but we're basking in the sun here in Mount Clemens, looking good. 72 degrees. Southwest winds are 11 miles an hour, and they will continue to increase at times, gusting 15 to 25. But right now you can see these southwest winds are pretty consistent, not real heavy, but bringing in warmer air from the southwest for all of us. So not really traveling over the big lakes. It is low and middle 70s through the afternoon. It would be warmer, but the clouds are building. Isolated shower. Don't cancel those plans, Sandra. We have a better shot at showers tomorrow. I'll have more coming up.
Thanks, Brandon. We have a Help Me Hang consumer alert for you this afternoon. There's been a HIPAA breach at the Macomb County Community Mental Health Center. We're told data was affected and no patient data, though, was breached. And we're following some breaking news for you right now from Washington. That's where we've learned the White House is directing former communications director Hope Hicks and former White House counsel Don McGahn to withhold documents from a House Judiciary Committee. This is part of the committee's investigation into obstruction of justice, corruption, and also possible abuse of power by the president, President Trump, and members of his administration as well. President Trump spending the second day of his state visit to the UK focused on transatlantic diplomacy, holding meetings with outgoing Prime Minister Theresa May. On tap, trade, security, and also Britain's pained exit from the European Union.
I am very pleased to welcome the President of the United States of America.
Day 2 of President Trump's state visit to the UK dominated by political discussions.
It's the greatest alliance the world has ever known.
It is that unity of purpose that will preserve the deep-rooted ties between our people.
Mr. Trump attending meetings with outgoing Prime Minister Theresa May, which included a business roundtable and a bilateral meeting at May's residence. May and Trump discussing an array of topics, including foreign policy, security, and trade, especially as the UK navigates its exit from the European Union.
I think we're going to have a great trade deal, yes. I think everything with a trade deal is on the table.
May is slated to step down as the leader of the Conservative Party on Friday.
I personally believe that it is in the best interests of the UK to leave the European Union with a deal. I believe there is a good deal on the table. Obviously, it will be for whoever succeeds me as Prime Minister to take this issue forward.
President Trump has voiced support for former Foreign Secretary Boris Johnson for the job, speaking to the leader on the phone Tuesday, according to a British official.
I know Boris. I like him. I've liked him for a long time. I think he'd do a very good job.
Meanwhile, the largest anti-Trump demonstrations are expected Tuesday throughout the city.
Meantime, the president has a very busy agenda as he continues his trip overseas. In a few hours, the president and First Lady will hold a dinner for Prince Charles and his wife at the residence of the American ambassador in London. Then tomorrow, he takes part in a D-Day commemoration in southern England and later travels to Ireland to meet the Irish Prime Minister. On Thursday, the president will be in France for a ceremony marking the 75th anniversary of the D-Day invasion of Europe. Back here at home, Governor Whitmer, along with Michigan lawmakers kicked off LGBTQ Pride Month with legislation to amend the state's civil rights law. The amendment will ban discrimination based on sexual orientation and sexual identity. Many lawmakers say they're hopeful because both sides of the aisle are supporting the change. Still to come here at noon, water woes, a very strange sight for some folks in Ohio. What's made their water turn purple? But first, a controversial claim from the head of the EPA, what he said about the Flint water crisis and why some are questioning the accuracy of his claim. We'll be right back.